All right, everyone, buckle up because the crypto world is on fire today. We're talking about a news cycle that's moving at warp speed, delivering updates that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Get ready for some seismic shifts and groundbreaking moves that are reshaping the entire financial landscape. You're tuned into Bitcoin Bulletin, and we've got the pulse of the planet right here, right now. First up, we're diving deep into a major international play that's expanding the global Bitcoin infrastructure. This is a strategic move by a key player to invest in a foreign, publicly listed Bitcoin company, setting the stage for wider adoption and new financial pathways. It's a game changer that speaks volumes about the future of digital assets on the world stage. Then, we're shifting gears to tackle a question that's on everyone's mind: decentralization. We've got an in-depth analysis comparing two of the titans, Bitcoin and Ethereum, dissecting their networks, their nodes, their development, and what it all means for the average user. Is one truly more decentralized than the other? The data might surprise you. Next, we're tracking a significant portfolio adjustment from a major crypto platform, signaling a shift in market sentiment and strategy. This move highlights a broader trend of reallocation and a growing focus on utility-driven assets over pure speculation. It's a clear indicator of where the smart money is heading. And finally, we're seeing some explosive price action across the board. Bitcoin is breaking key resistance levels, and we've got the expert breakdowns on what's driving these rallies, with some altcoins even outperforming the big players. Get ready for the deep dive, the analysis, and the insights you need to stay ahead. Don't go anywhere. This is Bitcoin Bulletin, and we're just getting started. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Global expansion underway. KindlyMD's subsidiary, Nakamoto Holdings, has just made its very first strategic minority investment, and it's a big one, targeting a foreign, publicly listed Bitcoin Treasury company. This landmark move sees Nakamoto putting capital into Treasury BV, a Netherlands-based entity that's all about managing Bitcoin as a treasury asset. This isn't just a financial transaction. It's a clear signal of intent from Nakamoto and its parent company, KindlyMD, to build a global network of Bitcoin-centric financial infrastructure. The partnership aligns perfectly with Nakamoto's overarching vision: to place Bitcoin squarely at the heart of the world's financial ecosystem. It's about more than just accumulating Bitcoin. It's about investing in the businesses and structures that will support its widespread integration into global finance. What makes this deal particularly noteworthy is Treasury BV's ambitious plan to reverse list on Euronext Amsterdam. This potential listing, facilitated by a transaction with MKB Nedsense NV, would bring a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury vehicle to one of Europe's most historic financial centers. The Netherlands itself carries significant symbolic weight, being the birthplace of the world's first formal stock market, creating a powerful narrative bridge between traditional finance and the digital asset revolution. Treasury BV is spearheaded by King Owe, an individual described as having extensive experience in both traditional finance and the cryptocurrency space. The collaboration is set to deepen beyond just this initial investment, with Treasury planning to join forces with BTC Media, LLC. This partnership aims to significantly expand the annual Bitcoin Amsterdam Conference, a pivotal event for the European Bitcoin community, further cementing their position at the forefront of the continent's burgeoning Bitcoin ecosystem development. This investment is a testament to KindlyMD's strategy of diversifying its exposure to the Bitcoin ecosystem by taking minority stakes in companies with similar Bitcoin treasury strategies across various global jurisdictions and markets. It's a calculated approach to building a robust, internationally diversified presence in the evolving world of digital asset finance. This strategic global play sets a new precedent, but how does it stack up against the foundational pillars of the crypto world? Stay tuned as we break down the decentralization debate between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Decentralization Deep Dive, BTC versus ETH. In the ever-evolving crypto landscape, the question of decentralization is paramount, and a recent analysis by Web3 researcher Vladimir Menescup offers a compelling comparison between Bitcoin and Ethereum. While some, like Jack Dorsey, champion Bitcoin maximalism based on conviction rather than objective data, Menascup delves into tangible metrics to assess which of the two leading cryptocurrencies truly holds the edge in decentralization as of autumn 2025. His comprehensive, albeit simplified for broad understanding, analysis covers consensus mechanisms, node distribution, development activity, and broader ecosystem health. When examining consensus, Menascup notes that while he personally favors proof of work, POW, proof of stake POS, has seen significant evolution, especially in Ethereum. Ethereum boasts over 1 million validators, a stark contrast to Bitcoin's roughly 100 mining pools, with just 2 controlling a significant portion of the hash rate. While Bitcoin's entry threshold for miners is lower, the pooling mechanism can distort the optics of decentralization. On the front of nodes, Bitcoin appears to lead with approximately 23,244 nodes, compared to Ethereum's roughly 11,202, with both showing similar geographical distribution patterns. However, Menascup points out Ethereum's significant reliance on cloud solutions like Oz, while Bitcoin shows impressive growth in Tor nodes and ASNS. Yet, he argues that Ethereum's node architecture offers a clearer edge in terms of accessibility and distribution, especially when considering the diverse range of participants beyond just miners or validators, including block builders and relayers in Ethereum's ecosystem. In terms of development, Ethereum significantly outpaces Bitcoin, particularly in the creation of decentralized applications, DApps. The proliferation of ERC20 tokens on Ethereum represents a vast array of projects, initiatives, and trends, a scale that Bitcoin's development activity does not match. Furthermore, Ethereum's Layer 2, L2 solutions, such as optimistic and ZK rollups, represent a more advanced and practical approach to scaling compared to Bitcoin's Lightning Network. The ecosystem around Ethereum, including EVM-compatible chains and the sheer volume of DApps and DeFi protocols, demonstrates a far more dynamic and innovative environment. This is further reflected in wallet usage, where Ethereum consistently shows higher growth rates and a significantly larger number of active wallets compared to Bitcoin. The extensive network of bridges and decentralized exchanges, DEXs, on Ethereum also points to a more developed and accessible financial infrastructure. Ultimately, Menascup concludes that while both projects are valuable, Ethereum currently exhibits greater decentralization across multiple key metrics, challenging the notion of Bitcoin maximalism. While the debate on decentralization continues to unfold, the market is also witnessing significant shifts in asset allocation and strategic positioning. Get ready for a look at how major platforms are navigating these currents and reallocating their holdings. Rollbit's strategic pivot, Solana exit signals market shift. In a move that underscores the current volatility and strategic reevaluation within the cryptocurrency market, prominent crypto platform Rollbit has divested approximately $9 million worth of Solana-based assets. This significant reallocation highlights a broader trend of investors prioritizing utility-driven assets and established Treasury strategies over speculative hype, especially as market sentiment shifts towards caution. The decision comes as the total crypto market capitalization hovered around $3.87 trillion in August, with the altcoin season index showing an uptick, suggesting a potential waning of Bitcoin's dominance and a greater appetite for alternative assets. Rollbit's exit from Solana, despite the latter's recent rallies, points to a calculated assessment of institutional adoption and long-term utility. While Solana has shown promise, its role in corporate and institutional treasuries remains relatively nascent, holding less than 1% of the total supply. This contrasts sharply with the established dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum treasuries, which collectively account for approximately 84% of the digital asset treasury, DAT, net asset value. Ethereum, in particular, benefits from a structural tailwind with its staking yield of around 3%, making ETH-focused treasuries more attractive to institutions seeking yield generation. This disparity likely influenced Rollbit's decision to reduce its exposure to Solana, favoring assets with more proven institutional footprints. The broader market context reveals a notable bifurcation in the stablecoin sector, accelerated by legislation like the Genius Act. This has led to a surge in yield-bearing stablecoins, with projects like Ethereum's UST reaching a supply of over $10 billion and offering an attractive APY of around 9.3%. This trend indicates a fundamental shift, where yield is increasingly being shared with holders, enhancing the utility and appeal of stablecoins beyond mere payment rails. Concurrently, the market sentiment, as reflected by the Fear and Greed Index dropping to 47, neutral in August, suggests a more cautious approach from traders. This caution is particularly evident as Bitcoin consolidates around the $111,000 mark. While some analysts anticipate an emerging altcoin season, the recent sharp corrections in speculative tokens and memecoins serve as a reminder of the market's increasing emphasis on sustainable yield and demonstrable utility. Rollbit's strategic exit from Solana, therefore, is not an isolated event, but a reflection of these overarching market dynamics. It signals a discerning approach where capital is flowing towards assets with clear utility, robust treasury backing, and sustainable yield potential. As the crypto space continues to evolve, driven by macroeconomic factors, regulatory developments, and technological innovations, such strategic reallocations will likely become more common. The focus remains on platforms and assets that offer security, scalability, and a clear path to long-term value creation in an increasingly sophisticated digital asset ecosystem. As major players adjust their strategies, the market is also experiencing significant price movements, with Bitcoin leading the charge and some unexpected altcoins stealing the spotlight. Prepare for a breakdown of the latest price action and expert analysis on what's driving these exciting market moves. Bitcoin surges past $111,000, altcoins shine. The cryptocurrency market is buzzing with activity as Bitcoin has decisively reclaimed the $111,000 level, signaling a significant test of strength for the digital asset. This upward movement is drawing keen attention from traders and analysts who are closely watching key resistance points for signs of sustained recovery and a potential return of strong bullish momentum. According to prominent crypto trader Gel, holding the $111,000 mark would indicate an early recovery phase, while surpassing $120,000 would serve as confirmation of a robust bullish trend. The sentiment is one of cautious optimism, with an emphasis on incremental progress. Further reinforcing the bullish outlook, analyst Rect Capital observed that Bitcoin has successfully closed a daily candle above its multi-week downtrend. This technical breakout suggests a potential upward trajectory, with any subsequent retests of the trendline now acting as confirmation of the breakout's underlying strength. Meanwhile, Ethereum is also showing promising signs, having broken out of an 18-month bullish megaphone pattern and successfully retested it. This technical development points to strong continuation potential and the possibility of further price discovery for ETH. Analyst Michael Van de Poppe highlights that Ethereum is at a critical decision point. A successful break above the 20-week exponential moving average, EMA, could propel it towards all-time highs, whereas a rejection might present attractive buying opportunities below $4,000. Beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, other cryptocurrencies are also making notable moves. Javon Marks remains optimistic about ETH, stating it is on track to meet his $4.80 target, provided it maintains support at $2.47, indicating a potential for an additional 66% upside. Lark Davis has identified Solana as one of the strongest current trades in the crypto market. He points to its ascending support line, which aligns with the 204-hour EMA near $190 as a prime accumulation zone. The sustained momentum, evidenced by strong trading volumes, further supports this bullish view on Solana. Dogecoin, too, is showing signs of a potential major move. Trader Tardigrade noted that the Bollinger Bands on Doge's daily chart are tightening, with the band width indicator dropping to recent lows. This technical setup is reminiscent of the conditions observed just before its last significant price pump, hinting at a potential volatility-driven breakout. The market's performance, with Bitcoin leading the charge and several altcoins exhibiting strong individual performances, suggests a dynamic and potentially rewarding period for investors willing to navigate the intricate landscape of digital assets. From global financial infrastructure to the very definition of decentralization, and now to dynamic price action, we've covered a lot of ground today. Stay tuned for a rapid-fire recap and a final call to action. And that's a wrap on today's Bitcoin Bulletin. We saw KindlyMD's Nakamoto make a groundbreaking international investment, potentially reshaping global Bitcoin infrastructure. Then, we dove deep into the decentralization debate, finding Ethereum might have the edge over Bitcoin in several key areas. We also witnessed Rollbit's strategic exit from Solana, signaling a market shift towards utility and caution. And finally, Bitcoin broke $111,000 with several altcoins like XRP and Dogecoin showing impressive strength. Don't miss out on any of these crucial updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Bitcoin Bulletin, ring the notification bell, and follow us on all our social channels so you stay ahead of the curve. We'll see you next time.